What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 9 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Once again, we are using Nagi-chan's triple horse team that we used in the last video. I know it didn't really do super well yesterday, so I'm hoping for a little bit better success today. So looking at my opponent's team, it is a pretty standard Drag Cole with Water Urshifu. We have Rillaboom with Incin and Togekiss. I really like Tapu Fini. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, Aleki is tempting. I could do Aleki Fini. So what's actually an option is you airstream into the Colossal for a speed boost on the Fini, and then what is Fini's speed? Fini I don't think will outspeed. No, it won't outspeed Dragapult at +1. I like Incin in the back, and then I like Spectrier. Right? I feel like there's a lot of times where I just like don't want to bring either of the horse, like any of the horses, and I'm kind of forced to. And also one thing that makes this so hard is just the fact that Regieleki doesn't have Electroweb, and there's a lot of times where I really want to rely on it for speed control, and I don't have that option. So we are going to see the Dragapult. Oh, Dragapult Rillaboom. So this is interesting. We do what? I expect I could actually max Aleki. It's not necessarily the worst thing. If I max Aleki, protect... So what I'm thinking is what? Max Aleki, protect Fini, pick up the knockout onto their Rillaboom, and then go for another Airstream to knock out Dragapult. Yeah, let's go for that and go for a protect here. The only issue, though, is the fact that Dazzling Gleam is going to be spread, and that means that Dragapult is going to take less damage. Sorry. And there is a chance that it survives. But what I'm thinking is, I mean, Max Aleki, a little bit unconventional, but I think it makes sense. I might consider switching out Fini into... Yeah, I think if I could bring out Spectrier safely, that would have actually been a lot better. Because I think having Spectrier get the boost would have been better. We are going to see a Dragapult withdraw into Cole. Okay, so this is actually a really good spot to be in because of the fact that we are... No, I was going to say we're creating a spot where we can safely pick up the knockout onto Cole, but now... Because now what happens is you have Urshifu in the back, you let us get off the Airstream, and then... Well... What? No, because plus two Fini is 302, which is not going to be enough to pick up the knockout. We are going to see the fake out from the Rillaboom onto the Aleki, which did quite a bit. So that's actually, I was actually shocked at how much that did. We do pick up the knockout onto Rillaboom, but like I said, you can so easily bring out Urshifu at this point that it doesn't really matter, because I can't really stop you from setting up Colossal unless you don't have it. If you don't have... no, there's the Urshifu. Yep, there's Urshifu Water. So... I could Lightning, because I will be faster than a max speed Colossal. So... What do I have in the back? I have Spectrier and Incin. I think I just have to damage Colossal as much as possible and hope that doubling up into it picks up the knockout. Yeah, we are gonna see the max. We do, like I said, know that I will be able to at least get off the Lightning. So what I'm hoping is you target into if you target into the Urshifu, or yeah, not the Urshifu, if you target into the Aleki with Colossal, we can hopefully pick up the KO with Scald. We are going to see the Aqua Jet. Luckily, Colossal doesn't have the best defensive capability, so it is going to take quite a bit from this steam engine, or not the steam engine, this Aqua Jet. We are going to see, like I said, get off this Max Lightning, which is going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I think it will depend on where Colossal chooses to target, but we do have a guaranteed knockout at this point. We are going to see the Max Quake into the Aleki. The Aleki is going to go down, but I think it has done its job pretty safely, especially if we are able to pick up the knockout with this Scald. Because then at this point we can bring out Incineroar, and Incin should be able to deal with... Oh god, sorry, I was worried that wasn't going to pick up the knockout. Yeah, Incin I think will be able to deal with both things. We will be able to fake out into the Urshifu and go for a... Oh, you didn't get Volgalith. That's right, because you went for Quake. Okay. So, okay, yeah, I think at this point we can pretty safely... I mean, Dragapult most likely carries Light Screen, but I think that being able to go for a Gleam with Tapu Fini and Fake Out with Urshifu Incin is probably our best bet. So we can do that, and Dazzling Gleam, I'm hoping, will be a 2-hit KO. I feel like Dragapult has to go for a Light Screen if it has it. Because you could Phantom Force, in which case I would switch out, expecting it to go into Fini, and that would bring Horse down to Sash. And then, yeah, I mean, it still is tricky because of the fact that Urshifu can do a lot of damage if I don't pick up the knockout. We are going to see a Protect from the Urshifu. I think that's really smart. We are going to, fail the Fake Out, and let's see what you are going to do. Phantom Force. Okay, as expected, we are going to have Dragapult switch out. Dazzling Gleam is not going to... Wait. Why was... Oh, because Fini has +1 speed. No, because I have Horse. So I'm going to actually Parting Shot. I'm going to go for a Snarl here, and... I really want to go for a Dazzling Gleam. I think I should be able to live a Phantom Force from a Dragapult, unless it's really offensive. We are going to see 177 down to 99. Great. That's awesome. Life Orb on Dragapult. Very good to know. Surging Strikes onto Incin. Yep, that is going to, unfortunately, pick up the knockout. But I'm hoping that Dazzling Gleam will... Actually, we do have the berry. So let's see. Maybe this Incin is designed to live a Surging Strike? Yeah, okay. So we do live the Surging Strike, which I think is really good to know, because now we can go for this Dazzling Gleam. Hopefully get... wow, that did nothing. Why did that do so little? That sucks that it did not even pick up the KO on Dragapult. We are... Okay, so Dragapult will go down to a Life Orb chip. So I'm going to actually go for another Snarl and... let's go for another Dazzling Gleam. Because, Dragapult has 1 hit left. And we do have Horse in the back. So even if they pick up 1 KO with Dragapult, the correct... Okay, we are going to see a Protect from Urshifu. Makes sense. Probably a Phantom Force from the Dragapult. We know that Tapu Fini, after the Life Orb... I mean, not after the Life Orb. After the Leftovers will live. And so we have a single target onto their Urshifu, and then we do have Ghost Horse in the back. I think we can go for this and then just go for a Dazzling Gleam onto both, right? Because you could, I mean, what you can, yeah, you Phantom Force into Feeny, no crit. You are going to go down from the Life Orb recoil, and then this is going to be a single target Dazzling Gleam. How is Urshifu fat? Oh, Urshifu is scarfed. 29 down to 14, so it's 15. So this is a roll. Oh, Feeny lives on 1. So clutch. Okay, so yeah, we have Scarf Urshifu to finish things off. Was it Scarf? I feel like it had to have been Scarf. Yeah, there's no other way that it would have outsped Feeny. So, wow, that was super scary. I think what really helped out is the fact that my opponent did not go for the Volcalith. They went for Max Quake. And as a result, we were able to put on a lot of pressure. So, unfortunately, no horses this game, but we are playing a couple more. So, yeah, let's just keep rocking and rolling and move right to the next game. All right, game number 2. So it is Zapdos with Metagross. You have Grimmsnarl with Tapu Fini, Incin, and Spectrier. So I actually really like Spectrier this game. Zapdos Spectrier is actually not Zapdos. Regieleki Spectrier is tempting. Just because of the fact that we can get speed control with Regieleki and then go for damage onto Metagross. So I actually really like Regieleki Spectrier. Yeah, especially if we max Regieleki. I don't think my opponent is going to really account for that, and I think that is going to play a big role. I want to bring Rapidash, but I think the issue is the fact that my opponent doesn't have, or because of the fact that they have Metagross, it's not a super big deal. Finny is tempting. Let's go with Finny. And then Incin has Intimidate and Fake Out, but I don't think that's super relevant. I think I would much rather have Glastrier in the back with the idea of if push comes to shove, we do have some extra damage, and once we get rid of Metagross, that will really help. And I think if need be, we can double up into Metagross with Regieleki going for the Wild Charge and the Shadow Ball, and then it'll actually just come down to a speed tie. So we are going to see Incin Grimm. Incin Grimm is a little bit hard because of the fact that we are going to be taking an attack drop from this Incineroar, and we don't have a good pivot. And they have Grimm, so I'm expecting them to go for a Light Screen. So what I'm thinking is we have Finny. I want to Wild Charge. I'm going to actually hard switch to Finny and go for a taunt onto the Grimm. With the idea that, hey, if we can, I mean, they're probably going to get a Light Screen off, but being able to stop that would be really, really nice. And then hopefully we can get, I mean, Calm Mind Racing is hard with Grimmsnarl just due to the fact that it can Spirit Break continuously. We are going to see a Fake Out come out, onto the quote-unquote Regieleki. They are going to Trick. And the Trick is going to go on to Spectrier. So that's fine. We do get the taunt off onto Spectrier, or from Spectrier onto the Grimmsnarl. And we know that Grimmsnarl now has a Sash. And so what I'm thinking is, I do want to go, no, because we have to worry about Parting Shot. So I'm going to protect Tapu Fini, and I'm going to taunt the Incineroar with the idea that it's going to try and Parting Shot from the Fini. Because of the fact that Fini is putting on so much pressure. We're going to see the swap from Grimmsnarl. I think that makes a lot of sense. But you do, get a pretty free switch into Metagross, which is really, really scary. We do see a Snarl come out, which I actually did not expect. I was kind of banking on the parting shot, because Spectrier is going to take probably more than I would have liked. We do connect with this taunt, so they can't go for a parting shot onto the Finny, but we do know Snarl is there. So now what I'm thinking is, we do have Scald, so I kind of am relying on Scald burning and swapping out to probably Horse, right? I'm gonna bring out Glastrier, because what I'm thinking is Incin is gonna go for a Snarl again, and if we can burn this Metagross, which is not maxing, interestingly enough, we do connect with the Scald. No burn. Oh yeah, duh, we can't burn. Oh god, that did way more than I would have thought. Okay, so I forgot about terrain, because I always do these things. So I cannot actually burn the Metagross right now. And so I'm guessing this is going to be a U-turn into Spectrier. Right? This should... Yep, that was a bad play. I should have gone for the max, just for the extra chip damage. Yep, we are going to see Spectrier come out. And this is actually a really awkward spot. Max Geyser. Yeah, we got a Max Geyser, the Metagross, and that was a really good read to go for an Iron Head into this slot. I'm going to protect the Glastrier with the idea that even if they trigger the weakness policy, we can still bring out Oh no, Spectrier has Lagging Tail. Oh god. But we do know that my opponent has only okay damage outside of Metagross, and we do have the option to bring in Regieleki if need be. So what I'm guessing my opponent's going to do is go for probably a Max Quake into Ice Horse, with the idea of, hey, let's get the special defense boost to guarantee that whatever comes out is fine. And now it's really tricky because of the fact that, yeah, basically what I want to do is I want to try and distract with what I have on the right side. Yep, we are going to see the Bulldoze. Having Lagging Tail, I think, on Spectrier is going to be really hard. And yeah, the fact that did so little to Metagross is really unfortunate. Yeah, because there's... Yep, Max Quake. Is that going into Finny? No, it's going to Glastrier. Glastrier holds on, which is actually not... Is it ideal? It actually could be, because it does distract in the damage output. So let's see how much this Geyser does. We are going to be able to get a Rain boost as a result. It's going to do literally nothing. And I think what at this point you can do is... Yeah, that was... Yeah, how is that not Assault Vest? That's so much damage. Or that's so little damage. We do have Geyser here, and then I think High Horsepower as well. Aleki can deal with Spectrier. I think... because Finny also has a -1. Yep, we are going to see the Shadow Ball, so this is actually scary, because now we also have Glastrier with... I mean, not Glastrier, Spectrier with a special attack boost to make things slightly more complicated. And we are going to see a Steel Spike come out onto the Finny. It's going to do under half, but that I don't think really matters in the end. That defense boost is going to make it so Aleki, unfortunately, is not going to do too much, and just the natural physical bulk of... Yeah, that is... Oh, that's so low. It's hard because, I don't actually know how to come back from this at this point. I think I might... I have Aleki. Aleki I know is faster. The question, though, is will a Transistor Adamant Wild Charge with Life Orb? I'm gonna double up into the gross. I don't expect it to protect. It could, and I keep okay. So you're not gonna protect. That's great. Wild Charge does not KO, just barely. Sorry. And I think I don't see because that's gonna pick up the knockout. Then you are gonna be able to pick up the knockout back with another steel spike. That's tricky. Yep, that's gonna go down, and then we do have Spectrier with the lagging tail that can't really do anything. I think if we had picked up the knockout onto Metagross, no, because you would have had a +2 Spectrier anyway. Yeah, I mean this was my opponent just out positioning me really early and making it so like I couldn't really come back from the position that I was in, which is I mean it's a little rough. I think I was so worried about things that weren't there, and I kept playing around that. And I think what is Wild Chart's base power? Is it higher than Thunderbolt? Yeah, I kind of wish the Alecki was special. I think Thunderbolt would have picked up the knockout because of the fact that it would have been hitting on the weaker of the two defenses, and then we could have kind of been in a really good spot if we... No, because I still think it would have been the same, but I don't know. It was tricky. But yeah, let's keep rocking. At least we managed to win one earlier today, and hopefully we can finish strong with one more. All right, game number 3, and this is, it is a Porygon Z with Clefairy, Regieleki, Urshifu, Kartana, and Landorus. I like Finny, but Finny obviously has to be afraid of Kartana. I like Ensign. Rapidash is fun. Rapidash is actually a lot of fun. I think Rapidash is a really good option here. I like Glastrier. I think it's hard because I can't set up Trick Room myself. But Glastrier is a good option. Spectrier, probably not. Regieleki is tempting just because of the fact that I could max it. If Glastrier wasn't slow as dirt, I'm gonna go with this, and then Feeny. Feeny doesn't like Kartana or that. I'm gonna go with Alecki in the back. We're bringing 2 horses, so we'll take what we can get. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I think positioning is really important. I think Ensign is gonna actually play a really big role in this, just because of the fact that it has Fake Out and Intimidate support, which is what is really gonna help out. Rapidash, I think being able to heal up is going to be really nice, as well as weaken stuff. So we're going to see Lando with why am I leading? Oh yeah, I am leading this for Charm. So what I'm thinking is, let's really cripple this Landorus. We can go for a Fake Out onto Alecki and Charm onto the Landorus, and that should really mitigate the damage output. Charm, harshly lowers. Let's go for that. We know that Rapidash will be faster, and I'm hoping that... Okay, so you're going to switch out. Makes sense. You're going to bring out Kartana, which honestly is still fine. Kartana being at -2 is still really good. We do get the Fake Out off. Sorry, just want some water. And we know that my opponent's team is very physical. Oh, Kartana has a White Herb. I want to preserve Ensign, so I'm going to actually switch out to Alecki and go for... I mean, Mystical Fire is tempting. I'm going to go for another... Oh, this thing doesn't have Protect. What? I expect Kartana to Smart Strike into Rapidash, and probably expecting to see an Electro Web from the Alecki. So I'm going to go for another Charm onto Kartana, and I think what's going to happen now is we're going to... So I'm hoping the Berry Yeah, I think I need the berry to let me live. Because otherwise... Okay, so we're going to see a Thunderbolt into Rapidash. Okay, so double up into Rapidash. As, yep, we do see the Smart Strike, which is fine. I think baiting out attacks to let Rapidash come in safely is... I mean, not Rapidash. To let Incin come out safely is really important. This is just going to be really tricky, though, because Kartana does have the Beast Boost, but we can bring out Incin here. Yeah, I think I should have gone for not a Volt Switch, an Ally Switch. But we do get out the Incineroar pretty safely, and I really want to Airstream into Kartana. I want to actually double up into... Do I want to double up into Kartana? I'm going to double up into Kartana. Kartana is the thing that kind of scares me the most. We are going to... So what I'm thinking is if we can get the Fake Out off onto it, the Airstream should finish it off. And then, yeah, Alecki will still outspeed... their Alecki will still outspeed Incin at +2. But we will be able to start going for things like Parting Shot to get out Glastrier. And they're going to protect Regieleki, which is actually really, really good for us. Regieleki, I don't care too much about. We are going to connect with this Fake Out onto Kartana, and then I'm hoping that Airstream will do over half. We're going to get, yeah, well over half here, which is nice. We are going to get the speed boost. There is the fear of obviously just maxing Kartana, but I feel comfortable going for another max Airstream here, and then I could Parting Shot. No, I want some damage. I'm going to go for a Flare Blitz onto Regieleki. Just with the idea, like, let's just try and put pressure. I think this is putting Incin in a very, very precarious spot, though, because of the fact that I can't really afford for Incin to faint. I need it around for Landorus, but at the same time, I do have Ice Horse. And so what I'm thinking is we can go for a big Max Strike onto Landorus, and that'll really help with that. We are going to unfortunately take this Thunderbolt into Incin. I mean, Incin takes it super well. As we do connect this big Flare Blitz, it should hopefully pick up the knockout. Yeah, we're going to pick up the knockout onto Alecki. We know that my opponent is going to be forced to bring out Landorus next to whatever their fourth is. And so similarly, like I said, we can Parting Shot Incin out, and then that will let us get an Intimidate off, as it is... Okay, so it is Urshifu. Urshifu is a little bit... actually, Urshifu is not the scariest thing in the world. I think the play is still we Airstream into Urshifu, and then Parting Shot into the Landorus, with the idea that we can get Lando to -2, and then we can use just the Fake Out pressure, and then Glastrier. Yeah, Glastrier should be able to live a hit. Oh, this is actually a little bit... This is kind of scary, though, because... Oh, yeah, because you close combat from Urshifu into the Glastrier slot. You're probably going to close combat into Glastrier, and then go for a Max Quake onto the what's it called, the Alecki. But even then, yeah, from that position, we will be able to fake out the Urshifu to pick up the knockout, and then or you go for a max on Urshifu, which is not what I expected. Protect Landorus for... No protect on Landorus. We do pick up a big Airstream. Yikes, that did not that much. Okay, this is actually really tricky now. I did not expect Urshifu to max, and it's normal Urshifu max 2. So we get the attack drop onto their Landorus, and now we bring out Ice Horse. The one good thing, though, is their fighting attacks are weakened as a result of Max Knuckle. We do see a Max Darkness onto Aleki. Aleki holds on. Also not ideal, because I would really like a free switch into Incineroar, unless you go for a Rock Slide. Oh, and it is... Okay, so it is Swords Dance Landorus, which makes things really, really tricky. So what? Landorus is at +1. So what I do is I swap out into Incin for the attack drop, and we Icicle Crash into Landorus. Which, I mean, you could be... If you're Focus Sash with... Okay, so now... Because the thing is, like, we do have Bounce. We do have Bounce with Regieleki. So we do have the ability to go up before they can hit us and make it so, like, we can play this weird game of Protect and Bounce. And we do get another attack drop, which is great. We are going to see the Knuckle come out into Glastrier. I would have liked Glastrier to take less from that Knuckle, for sure. I did not expect it to do quite that much, but here we are. We are going to get the weakness policy, and I think, yeah, if you superpower with... Okay, so they're going to go for a Rock Slide. I think I should live. Glastrier 23. I just need to not get flinched, and I need to connect with this Icicle Crash. Ah! Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, the flinch is part of the game. We've seen 2 attacks from Urshifu. We can go for a bounce this turn, and I gotta go for an Icicle Crash. I gotta hope that you target into Regieleki, miss the Rock Slide at this point. Oh, that flinch was so... That was a really crucial flinch. We are going to see the Max Knuckle into the Regieleki, as we are going to see, yeah, I mean, the safe Earthquake from the Landorus, and then you can just next turn go for a Protect with Urshifu and pick up the knockout with Earthquake from Landorus. That was tough. The flinch really hurt, and obviously, like, that is part of the game, but I think if I hadn't gotten it, and if I picked up the knockout onto Landorus, forcing Urshifu to play this game, like, we probably would have had it locked up. As we do see, yep, Urshifu goes down, and we just eat the Earthquake from Landorus. So that was unfortunate. Flinches are a part of the game, and I can't really complain, and I feel like there were just a lot of like really easy plays that could have made things better. I really would have liked to get more use out of Rapidash. I think that kind of put me in an awkward position, but I don't know. This video's short. Let's try and play one more and hopefully finish strong. All right, so actual last match of the day. It is the standard Torkoal Venu Porygon 2 with Urshifu, Regieleki, and a Metagross. I like Aleki with Incin, right? With the idea that we can kind of pivot around either mode. Glastrier, I want Feeny. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really bringing the horses. They're just kind of there. Glastrier, I think, is a definite, though, just given the fact of the option of Trick Room. Rapidash, it doesn't really do much. Spectrier, similarly, doesn't really do much, especially with Urshifu, which is most likely Urshifu Dark. So I have to go with Tapu Fini here. But, I mean, let's see how this goes. I think overall this should give me the best chance. What I'm thinking, though, is if we look at, what's it called? Venu Cole, we can go for the Fake Out. I think Fake Out into the Venusaur makes the most sense, right? Because then, okay, so we're going to see Porygon 2 with Venusaur, which is actually a really common iteration of this. And now I think we do, because what? The fear, though, is still... The fear is still them Trick Rooming, and getting Speed Boost is never ideal. So, okay, so you're going to get Transistor, which is great. Doesn't really matter. Because I could just max Lightning fake out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's max Lightning and go for a fake out here. So that way, if you try and go for a Sleep Powder, we're fine. Get some damage onto the Torkoal, and then we can go for a Airstream the subsequent turn, knowing that we are in a pretty good position. It does make things obviously just like very tricky with the fact that Venusaur will move first, but getting the electric terrain to prevent Sleep Powder I think is going to be pretty crucial. And also we don't get a speed boost, and I think that that is going to be a really big deal because of the fact that if they set up Trick Room, like we still have a response. So we are going to get the Alecki maxed. And now the big question is, are you going to go for a Sleep Powder, or are you going to max and go for a Vine Lash? I think going for a Vine Lash is probably their best option, because yeah, so we are going to see Venusaur just straight max. And now I'm in this really awkward position because of the fact that, like, what, you Eerie Impulse? Yeah, you're probably going to Vine Lash into Alecki and then just go for like an Eerie Impulse onto, or you could actually Max Quake the Incin and then try and Eerie Impulse the Alecki, expecting it to be special. We do over half onto Porygon, which is, I think, a good amount of damage. But the big question is, what are you going to do in return? We are going to see the Vine Lash into Alecki. Yep. We do survive, which is a really big deal, and we will survive the recoil unless they double up into it, as we do see a recover. So that's actually a really smart recover from my opponent, but they don't have Torkoal out, and I don't think that they're gonna go for. They could switch out to Torkoal. Switching out to Torkoal, I think, would be very. No, let's go for this with the Flare Blitz onto the Venusaur. Okay, so Cobra Berry Venusaur, and we're gonna see no switch into Torkoal. So we can get a little bit of chip onto it, and I'm hoping that, yeah, because the thing is, unfortunately, even with Incin going for a Flare Blitz, this isn't going to pick up a knockout. Regieleki does live. We are going to Flare Blitz into Venusaur. So close. But we do get the burn. So Venusaur will go down at the end of this turn. I don't think it really matters in the end, as, yep, we do see the Max Quake come out, and it's going to go into the Incineroar. Incineroar is going to go down, and it's going to be a double knockout. I don't think this is totally over if they have Torkoal in the back, just because of the fact that we could, I actually expect, yeah, if you bring a Torkoal is the thing that I'm most afraid of, because then what happens is, so Alecki lives. Yeah, because you bring a Torkoal, you protect Torkoal, and then you set up Trick Room. And then, I think, though, Feeny is still the right option, just because of the fact that we can go for a Calm Mind, and we can just try and get some big damage. Okay, so it is Urshifu, which probably for the Sucker Punch onto the Regieleki. And so what I want to... no, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, I can just protect. I will still go for the damage, and I'm going to just try and... This is super effective, but it is spread, so it's 0.75. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dazzling Gleam is still more damage. We are going to see, the Sucker Punch come out from the Urshifu onto the Regieleki. Cute that you got a critical hit on not the Wicked Blow, as we are going to be able to get off a Dazzling Gleam. Hopefully this picks up. Yeah, so it's going to bring Urshifu down to Sash, and that is a little bit tricky. We are going to see the Eerie Impulse from Porygon 2, and now what happens is that Vine Lash hurts. And the fact that Close Combat can just hit through... I mean, you can Close Combat through the Protect, And what that'll do is no, because then what? I can get the +2 with the close combat, and then go for an Icicle Crash onto Porygon. So we do go for this Icicle Crash here, as well as a Dazzling Gleam onto both. Porygon took that super, super well. We are going to see, yep, close combat, 207, 37. That's more than 0. I do expect, obviously, the Porygon just to double up into the Tapu Fini slot. But it's not necessarily the end of the world if Porygon hits into... Okay, so we do see an Eerie Impulse. So this is actually really good for us if we do get the knockout with Icicle Crash. And we've seen that this Porygon isn't the most physically bulky. So it does, yeah, we're kind of creating the scenario. Oh god, Vine Lash. Oh god. Yeah, Glastrier has to take Vine Lash. 37 down to 3. Okay, so 34. I can't live another one. I do expect a recover from... Oh god, it's a Lecky? And there's still a turn of Vine Lash left? Oh, there's no more Vine Lash. I have to hope for a miss at this point. My only out at this point is a miss. We are going to see a Thunderbolt into the Glastrier. I think that that's a really smart option to just make, because, like, yeah, you don't have to worry about Fini at all, as we are going to be able to get at least a Calm Mind up. And what I'm thinking is try and get enough special defense to live a hit, as you're most likely probably going to go for a third Eerie Impulse. We are going to see the recover from Porygon. This does make it obviously really scary in the end game. And so now, I was going to say, we can go for the Scald for the burn, but that doesn't exist when you have Misty Terrain up. There's 2 turns of Misty Terrain left. I want to say I should be able to live a Thunderbolt. Right, we're going to take the Thunderbolt here. No, we're not. That's fine. Okay. Definitely a little rough. I think I was really worried about getting hit by the Sleep Powder that I played around it, which makes Venusaur such a difficult thing to play against. And I think the fact that Incineroar didn't pick up the knockout and it was so close also played a really big deal, because then I would have had Incin alive, and Incin would have been able to put on Fake Out pressure against Regieleki and also, like, help deal with some of the switches and deal with Urshifu in the long run. So yeah, that was unfortunate. I do also have the video for tomorrow. It was a fun best of 3, but I feel like I haven't really been playing super, super well lately. So I'm probably going to take a couple days off just to try and figure some stuff out. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you next time.